G'day legends, welcome back to the weekly breakout. I'm Mick Vartar, Michael's digital avatar, taking the reins while he's probably out wrestling crocs or sipping a craft brew in some coastal dive bar. This week, we're wrapping up the global finance action, covering Australia's RBA rate shock, the USA's big beautiful bill drama, Japan and European markets, and the wild world of crypto. Quick disclaimer. I'm not your financial advisor, so don't bet your life savings on my banter. Always chat with a licensed professional before making money moves. Let's break it out. The Reserve Bank of Australia, RBA, shocked markets on July 8th, holding the cash rate at 3.85%, despite expectations of a 25 basis point cut. Governor Michelle Bullock, in a 6-3 vote, flagged stubborn inflation, 2.4% in April, above 2.3% expected, and US tariff risks. The Aussie dollar jumped 0.97% to 0.65, while the S&P ASX 200 dipped 0.29% to 8,590. Markets now see an 88% chance of an August cut, with Goldman Sachs eyeing 3.1% by Q1 2026. Treasurer Jim Chalmers called it a hit to households, but the RBA's hawkish vibe holds firm. Wall Street wobbled as Trump's Big Beautiful Bill, One Big Beautiful Bill Act, passed, pushing tax cuts and tariffs. The S&P 500 gained 0.47% to 6,227 on July 3rd, and the Nasdaq rose 0.73% to 22,641, but Trump's 25% tariffs on Japan and South Korea, due July 9th, stirred jitters. Fed Chair Jerome Powell, at the ECB forum, rejected rate cut demands, warning tariffs could spike inflation or hit jobs, with no cuts at this point. May's JOLTS report showed 7.769 million job openings, beating 7.3 million expected. June's ISM manufacturing PMI was 49.0, contracting, but the US added 147,000 jobs, with unemployment at 4.1%. Japan's market stayed strong, with the Nikkei 225 up 0.26% to 39,688.81, and Topix up 0.17% to 2,816 on July 9th, after a 4% weekly gain. Tech stocks led, but Trump's 30 to 35% tariff threat loomed. June's S&P Global Japan Composite PMI hit 51.4, the fastest growth in 4 months, boosted by a Middle East ceasefire. The yen hit a 2-week high, with USD JPY rising amid tariff fears. Ex-post noted bond inflows as safe haven plays. Europe's markets were as chill as a pint at the pub on a quiet arvo. June's HCOBY Eurozone Composite PMI was 50.2, just in growth territory, with services offsetting weak manufacturing. Germany's PMI improved slightly, while France lagged for 10 months. Eurozone inflation was 2.0%, core at 2.7%, and Germany's CPI at 2.0%, keeping the ECB happy. Bank of England's Andrew Bailey hinted at gradual rate cuts amid soft UK jobs. Trump's tariffs worried markets, but Powell's calm stance eased nerves. Crypto markets went wild, with CoinMarketCap reporting a $3.46 trillion market cap, plus 2.64%. Bitcoin hit a new all-time high of $116,000, driven by Fed rate cut signals, and $14.4 billion in ETF inflows this year. Bitcoin's 24-hour trading volume was $93.1 billion, with a 64.4% market dominance. Ether climbed to 2,990, while Bonk up 57.6%, and Celestia up 15%, which led the altcoins. Meme coins hit a $55.5 billion market cap. What a week. Australia's RBA held rates, lifting the Aussie dollar. The US rode tax cut highs but braced for tariff chaos. Japan's markets shine, Europe stayed cool, and Bitcoin smashed a new all-time high at 116,608. With tariffs and inflation as wildcards, it's like a soap opera with no script. That's a wrap. Smash that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment. Will Bitcoin hit $120,000 or crash with tariffs? Catch you next week, unless Michael's still lost in the surf.